What's good, Wagwan? My name is Minchinlu and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're a returning subscriber, shout out to you. I'm really excited for today's video because today's video is going to be a great help to so many people. I actually did a video recently on the steps I took to passing the HESI A2 exam, and I actually gave you guys a bunch of tips and resources that I used. You can go ahead and watch it after this if you haven't watched it as yet. A lot of people seem to really like that video. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, so if you're watching this video, I think that would be something that would be of great help to you. Now, in that video, as I said, I linked a bunch of websites that I used and different resources that I used for practice tests, and one specific website that I linked was NurseHub. Now, if you don't know what NurseHub is, or you've heard about it or you've seen it but you're not quite sure, it's a website that offers practice tests and other resources to study. They do offer free practice tests, meaning you can just search up their website and they have a few free practice tests. So that's what I did when I was preparing for my HESI. All I was doing was typing into Google free HESI practice tests, and anything that popped up, if they offered 10 questions, 15 questions, I would go ahead and do them. And NurseHub was one of the websites that popped up as well, and I did all the free practice tests that they offered, and I just moved on to the next. Now, to my surprise, NurseHub actually reached out to me and they informed me that they actually have a paid version, and they basically just wanted me to go ahead and take a look at it, give my thoughts and my reviews if I thought it was something that was worth it. So in this video, we are going to be talking about NurseHub, the paid version. Is it worth it? Should you spend your money, or should you just go ahead, do the free version and keep it moving? Now, if that's something you're interested in finding out, we're gonna talk all about it in this video. But before we get started, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, or share with a friend. I'm sure if you're looking into taking the HESI A2, you might have friends or classmates that are also preparing to take that examination. You can go ahead and share this video with them, you know, your class group chat. Just go ahead and share this video. I definitely think this video and my other video is a great help to anybody who is preparing. So after all that yapping, let's talk about NurseHub. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and, if you guys see me looking down, I'm just looking down at my iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the NurseHub website right now so you guys can get a look and kind of get a feel of how it's set up. Okay, so once you're on the NurseHub website, you can see that they offer free resources. They actually have free HESI A2 practice tests, free ATI 6 practice tests, and free Wonderlic SLE practice tests as well. However, if you look to the side, you can see that they also have what they call practice test packs. Now, for each of these exams, they have a paid version or a premium version that they offer. Now, each of these test packs cost $59.99, but right now they're kind of having like a little sale for $49.99 for each test pack. Now, if you guys watched my last video, you would have known that I didn't even want to pay $15 for that app, which is why I was constantly in Google free HESI A2, free HESI math practice test, free HESI grammar practice test. I just didn't want to pay. So is this worth the $49.99? We're gonna look into it. Now, so to do this review, I was actually granted access to their test packs just so I can go in, take a look throughout all the questions, all the resources, and see if it is actually worth your time and worth your money. Now, once you get in right here, as you can see, you have all the possible subjects that the HESI offers. If you're unfamiliar, the HESI offers math, reading, vocabulary, grammar, biology, chemistry, anatomy, and physiology, as well as physics. So right off the bat, when you pay that money, you get all subjects. Right? You're probably not going to use all of these because your school is going to have their specific subjects that they need you to take for them to accept you into their program, right? I don't think any school like assesses all of these subjects, so you need to know what subjects you are going to be taking for your specific school. But as I said, these are all in here. Now, if you look at the side, they give just a brief overview of what's included in the package. It has 1,900 plus HESI A2 practice questions with step-by-step answer explanation, 5 full-length tests, detailed score reports, you have unlimited test attempts, and pass guarantee. So that's basically them guaranteeing that if you use their test pack like you're supposed to, you have a guaranteed pass success rate. Now, is that true? Let's see. Now, the first thing I did, I went to anatomy and physiology because that's something everybody has to do, right? Everybody has to do anatomy and physiology. So right off the bat, you guys can see HESI A2 anatomy and physiology test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. So basically what this is 5 full practice tests, which are going to be full-length practice tests. Each of these have 25 questions. In your HESI, you're going to have 25 questions of anatomy and physiology. Then when you scroll down, you can see the quizzes are now divided by systems, or rather by topics that you need to know for the examination, which they do for each subject. So when you go into each subject, they have their full-length practice test. Anatomy and physiology, each practice test is going to have 25 questions because that's what you get in the actual HESI. If you go into something, for example, like math, it's also going to have 5 practice tests, 5 full practice tests, and each of these are going to have 50 questions. So right there, that's 250 questions, practice questions. And if you look further down, you're going to see all the topics that you need to focus on, and beside it, it has the number of questions that's in that quiz. So if you guys notice, most of these topics are topics that I mentioned in my previous video. If you haven't watched that video, do watch it. As I said, they have this layout in each of the subject areas. You first have your 5 full practice tests, and then you have questions from each topic. And I really like this feature because I study by topics. So for example, if I'm doing the respiratory system, I study everything about the respiratory system and then I test myself. So this would be really good if you're someone who studies like that as well. You can do the respiratory system, and then when you're done, you can come in here and then you do the respiratory system quiz, and then you can see if thoroughly understood it. Can you answer all the questions? Was there something you didn't understand? So for that, I really like that. As well as if you know your problem areas. So for example, if you're somebody who has problem with the endocrine system, then you know you can spend more time on that topic instead of just doing one cumulative test where you're getting questions that you know, but you're not quite getting the practice on, you know, topics that you're not as strong as in. And that's what I like, that they have these little quizzes for each topic. As I said, it's the same thing for all subjects. So for math, they have all the topics for math that you need to know, and then those have their quizzes. You can go ahead and take those, and they're from easiest to hardest, so that can give you kind of like a gauge as to where you are. If you're doing a test and you're stuck at number 3, then you kind of have an idea like, okay, I really need to go over this topic, rather than if you went all the way to like say number 45, now you're struggling, you can like, okay, I have a good grasp on this topic, I just need to go over a few more things. All right, so now that we've went over what's included in the test pack, are these questions relevant? Are we getting questions that are going to help us in the test? And for that, I say definitely yes. I did take some of them, but not all, because I already did my HESI. But for the most part, I kind of just skipped through the questions to see, were these questions relevant? Are they going to help anybody that's going to be spending their money to get this test back? And I say definitely yes. The questions are relevant. They're right on the head. They're specific. And another thing that I really love, I mentioned this in the last time. So when you get something wrong, they explain to you why you got it wrong. They have figures, they have diagrams, they give you meanings of specific words. They tell you this is this and that is that. I definitely seen questions that I got that were similar to questions that I had on my HESI. I really wished that someone had told me about this when I was going to do my HESI, because I think what I would have done was not get one of the books that I got and use the money to pay for this. Now, who would I recommend to get this test pack? If you are someone, you're in the beginning stage of your HESI journey, you're looking at videos, looking for what books to get, looking for what resources to use, I would highly recommend this test pack. Again, I didn't use it when I was going to do my HESI. I only used the free version, and what I did on the free version was I just got a free practice test from each subject. When you pay, you get 5 practice tests for each subject, plus you get those topic quizzes as well. So I definitely think it's worth it. What I would have done was I would have probably gotten 2 books instead of 3 and then use that extra money to pay for this. Or I think you can even get away with using 1 book along with this test pack, because this test pack has more information than what I had in books that I paid more money for. So if you have been looking at books to buy for the HESI, you know that they're not cheap. So to get a practice pack for $50, which I'm pretty sure is cheaper than a lot of the books that are out there, I definitely think it's worth it, because think about it. Right off the bat, you're getting 5 full practice tests for each subject. And then you're getting additional practice on topics as well. I really wish that I had looked into this before. Maybe I would have gotten a high grade on my HESI. If you're someone who's looking into, you know, is this worth it? I've seen people talk about it. Is it really worth it? I'm telling you, yes. If you have the money, definitely use it. It's usually $59.99. It's $49.99 right now. If you have the funds, if you have the money, I would say definitely go for it. So what I would recommend is to get 1 book that has all the information, that gives you the information, things that you need to know, what you need to do, and go through all the topics, and then use it in conjunction with this test pack. I don't see how anybody can actually utilize this resource and not get a good passing grade on the HESI, because they go really in depth and they explain to you the answers. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give you an example. So here you see circulatory system, and they give you all the numbers here. They're gonna show you which one you're on current, if you need to review or skip that one, if you got it correct or incorrect. So for example, before the heart muscle can contract, it must receive an electrical signal called a. So now you need to know what is that. And action potential, check. And here it says correct action potential, and it explains to you what is an actual potential, as well as all the other options that they gave. It's going to explain to you what those are, right? So here we have resting membrane potential. A resting membrane potential is blah blah blah. A local potential is blah blah blah. A graded potential is blah blah blah. So that, I really like that. So even if you knew it was an action potential, you know that answer, but then you see all these other things and they're unfamiliar, what are they? I might get a question asking me about a resting membrane potential and I don't know what that is. So they go ahead and they explain that, which I always love. So they also offer 2 other types of quizzes. So the first type is what they call a quick 10. So they're going to give you 10 questions randomly out of their test bank, and at the end they're going to give you a detailed score report and also all the explanations if you got anything wrong. So this is something if you want to do just a quick quiz. Maybe you're in the waiting room, maybe it's late, you just want to do a quick quiz and go to bed. Maybe it's whatever it is, they have this quick quiz, which is 10 questions randomly. You're not going to get the same 10 questions each time, which is what I like. It's just something quick. Okay, so the next one is a HESI A2 exam simulator. So again, it's similar to the quick quiz, however you're getting a full amount of questions as you would in the HESI A2. These are random. So for example, the first 5 full quiz, each time you go into that, like if you do quiz 1, it's going to be the same questions each time. This is like a simulator, so it's going to give you random questions again each time. It's like you're doing a new test each time. Again, I would definitely recommend this. I wish somebody had recommended this to me before I did my HESI, but it's fine. I'm recommending it to you, and you can recommend it to a friend. You know, if somebody's looking up the HESI A2, they want help, you know, they want to know what to do, what's their next step, and that's what I really hope that this video and my other video does for someone. So if you want to pass and you want your friends to pass, I would definitely go ahead and share this video as well as my other video. I really go in depth in my other video on topics that you guys need to focus on, techniques to study, and as I said, links and resources. I did book reviews. That video is packed with super helpful information. Anything that I could think about that I think would help the next person, I included it in that video. Okay guys, that was a quick video, but I think it's pretty clear that if you have the funds, I would recommend you to get this. If you guys thought this video was helpful, definitely don't forget to go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. It definitely does help my video go and reach other people that are searching for this information. We want everybody to win. We want everybody to know what resources are out there, how they can be fully prepared for their examinations. And that's what we want. We want everybody to win. And if you would like to see more content by me, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button or follow me on Instagram if you want to. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me today. And if anyone's out there, good luck and bye.